Hello, this is Dr. Jimmy again. Yes, in case you forgot who I was. It's been away for a long time. Yes, I haven't posted a video on Horror Nights history since last September, before the event of Halloween Horror Nights 22 even began. I've posted a couple of videos since then on other things, but I hadn't posted here for a while. In fact, my most recent video at all was on October 5th, or something like that, so it was quite a long time ago. Well, yes, Halloween Horror Nights 22 came and left, and then of course we went through all the holidays. Yes, we had Halloween, yes, wonderful Halloween night at the end of the event, and then of course there was Thanksgiving and Hanukkah and Christmas and Festivus and any other holiday that you might want to celebrate in between then. And then of course for our New Year's I have to go up into the upper stratosphere to meet and to discuss and to hobnob with my brother wizards, as I do every year. Can't talk about Fight Club. But anyway, I'm back, and also for the past several days since I got back in town, I've been a bit ill. No, I've been sick as the proverbial dog, and you know, Bob the cat doesn't like dogs at all, and so she's not happy about that. But I'm rambling incoherently because I'm still after effects of, I'm not fully recovered, mind you. I'd hoped to get this done several days ago, but I've just been so under the weather that I could barely move. Fortunately, I've reached a point of recovery now on this evening that I'm feeling better enough to actually finally get to this video that you're watching right now, otherwise you wouldn't be watching it, which is the history for Halloween Horror Nights 18. I think I started Halloween Horror Nights 18 over a year ago, and my Horror Nights history, I've really gotten behind in these, which is, pardon me, part 14. Good God, part 14, yes. And finally I can start discussing the shows of the event. Having covered all the houses and scare zones and things, we can talk about the shows of Halloween Horror Nights 18. There were 3 shows that year. 1, 2, 3 shows. First of all, we had in the Beetlejuice Theatre the second presentation of the Rocky Horror Picture Show Tribute, just as they had in 2007. The show really didn't change very much from the previous year. It was still a delightful homage to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, with actors performing the characters, with a big screen from clips from the movie, singing the highlight songs from the movie. Unfortunately, certain characters had to be left out, like Eddie, but otherwise it was very fun, lots of innuendos and naughty things, and of course it was always fun because the sign interpreters would sign some of the naughtiest things, including audience responses, and it's that back and forth of the audience that, of course, the ones who know how to respond, that makes it a lot of fun. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoy it quite a bit. And after that was done, the second show was the second time Brian Brushwood, who had been there the year before in the Freak Show thing. Now Brian Brushwood had the Animal Actors Auditorium for the entire event. In 2007, he was one of 2 or 3 acts, I think, that performed that year. I didn't see any other act but Brian Brushwood in 2007, actually, in that Freak Show, whatever it was supposed to be. In 2008 it was just Brian Brushwood, and it was pretty much the same show he had the year before. And if you'd seen it in 2007, it was sort of anticlimactic because this, you know, the big shocker with a Captain Howdy thing and the cell phone was really cool in 2007 when you saw it the first time. But seeing it again in 2008, it's like, yeah, I saw that last year. But it was there. So the big show, of course, the best show that year, one of the best shows ever, was Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. I know many people who count this as their favorite year for Bill and Ted. I'm not sure it's my favorite year. I like the one a couple years earlier with the sex change, which we talked about in an earlier episode. I'm not sure if my memory is serving me correctly. I don't think it was 2008. I think it was 2007 when Dwight Schrute character from, or maybe even the year afterwards. I don't know when Dwight Schrute introduced the show. I thought that was the year they introduced the use of the word shit. It might have been earlier, but certainly by 2008 they were able to use this word, and in the show, and they did. It was quite a good show in 2008. Of course, 2008 was an election year. The way the show normally began then was with Obama and McCain, because of course they were still running for office then. The election wasn't until November. So they were running against each other, and they show up and have a bit of a tiff, and one of the gags was about Hillary Clinton, where Obama was accused of being a woman beater by McCain because he had beaten Clinton in the primary. A silly joke. For some odd reason, I'm not quite sure what, Juno, the teen pregnancy movie, shows up and has an alien come out of her stomach, and Daniel Day-Lewis, a character from There Will Be Blood, shows up and has something about a milkshake. I never quite got what the milkshake was about, but that joke was in there. And then Hillary Clinton shows up. She's drunk off her ass and pissed off at Obama, and then it ends up with Obama calling in America's Best Dance Crew winners, the Jabberwockies, to get a good dance number to start off the show. So we have the dance number with the Jabberwockies, you know, the weird masked dancers that won on some reality show competition that year. So after a really nice dance-off, and they also had some nice scantily female and male dancers along with the Jabberwockies, who you couldn't even tell because of the big jumpsuits, and but they had other, you know, more hot dancers, so you would enjoy it better. Then after that, we find out what the show's actually about. We get a video screen telling us an assignment from the BRPD, that's the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense, for their agent Hellboy. If you are familiar with the Hellboy comics, and the movie Hellboy 2: The Golden Army was out that year, right? So Hellboy is given an assignment to go and find Bill and Ted because they have somehow got a hold of the legendary Crown of Bethmora, which is the artifact from the movie which you can use to conjure up the army, the Golden Army. So he's supposed to go and find them and get that crown before it falls into the wrong hands. Alright, so then it brings about this stage. The stage is set up like the warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and of course the same warehouse or something similar shows up in the Indiana Jones and Crystal Skull movie with all the stuff in all the boxes, and it's like Area 69 where all of the secret things, or in this case it's all the pop culture of 2008 has been stored in Area 69, and Bill and Ted are there to uncrate stuff for the show. And helping them is Harrison Ford as very old Indiana Jones. And there are jokes about him being geriatric, and he's in on one of those little motorized wheel things, and making jokes about Callista Flockhart and her anorexic thinness. He says that she's would like making love to her, ever jump on a plastic bag full of coat hangers was the gag. Yeah. And they start uncrating stuff, and they find, of course, the Crown of Bethmora, where Prince Nuada Silverlance, or whatever the hell his name was, the elfy-looking goblin prince from the movie Hellboy 2, shows up to get his crown so he can conjure up the army, Golden Army, and take over the world. And he wants the crown. They don't want to give it to him, and that starts a conflict for the show. Since they're full of boxes, they can use whatever's in the boxes, pop culture, good and evil, to fight each other, right? So what happens is stuff starts showing up. Weird sort of pop culture icons just start showing up and having gags. We have Will Smith from I Am Legend. He's there staggering about with a mannequin and a dog. The dog is also a stuffed dog on wheels that he's pulling along with him. We've got, let's see, I wrote my notes down so I don't forget stuff, because I'm too ill to remember everything. The Predator shows up, you know, the Predator from the Aliens versus Predator movies. And the Predator is like a Rastaman because of the dreadlock thing, and he's got Indiana Jones' crystal skull, and he's using it as a bong, and Harrison Ford's pissed at that and wants it back. And he runs off with it, and they chase him. Sweeney Todd shows up as a hairdresser, a bit effeminate hairdresser. The Sex and the City skanky girls show up. The Joker shows up as it's Heath Ledger. Now, as I understand, when they did this in employee previews, there was a joke about him being dead. Nuada says, you're all going to die or something at a certain time, and he's you should all be dead. And he says, too late. And that got a big laugh, but apparently that was considered too soon in 2008, with Ledger having just died, to do that. And so what they did was they cut that from the from the show after that, and that joke was not used, but it was the Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight. And he's going to threaten the audience, you know, one of those things with a Joker, like in The Dark Knight, would give you a choice between two morally ambiguous things, and so whatever you try to choose either way, it shows that you're corrupt and you can fall into evil, you know, that sort of thing the Joker would do to corrupt you by the choice. Either you would blow up Miley Cyrus, whom he's kidnapped and has up in or he will destroy an iPhone that has been loaded with all sorts of illegally downloaded music and videos. So, which is the one you want to... Of course, the audience picked Miley Cyrus every time, naturally. So Miley Cyrus gets blown up, but she isn't killed. No, only half of her is destroyed, like Two-Face. Sort of like where I look right now, oddly enough. Two-Face, you know, like Two-Face from The Dark Knight, except the good side of her is Hannah Montana, and the bad side is Miley Cyrus herself, completely fucked up, crazy, demented girl. So that's the dichotomy is established. Then the Sex and the City skanks try to come on to Sweeney Todd, who appears not that interested in them. One of them, the Marty Nixon character, wants him to trim her hair, except it's not her hair on her head she wants to trim. She pulls up her skirt to show this, you can imagine, nasty, well, the worst pie in London, is what is said. Yes, someone says a hairdresser in the head is worth two in the bush. Eee, nasty, nasty gag there. Then along come, by this point, of course, Nuada's off the stage, and Bill and Ted are just being encountering weird pop culture characters as they show up. We've got Speed Racer and Racer X. They come in on big wheels, and the gag here is that Speed Racer is on speed, and Racer X is on X with a pacifier, and comes on to Bill, because he's just totally turned on by X, but he smells bad because Chim Chim had an OD and his stank is all over him, and because I mean, why would his stank be all over Racer X unless he's on ecstasy and the dead chimp look good? Bad thought, go away. Love Guru shows up, you know, really awful, sucky movie from 2008 with Mike Myers, who should have made Austin Powers 4. That's actually the gag in there. Why did you make this stupid fucking shitty movie when you should have made Austin Powers 4? Basically, that's a joke. He flips everyone off. Kung Fu Panda and Chipmunks show up. Kung Fu Panda is a dude in a suit like a furry. Chipmunks are little puppets. Rambo, really crotchety old Rambo, but he's still Rambo, shows up. He fights and beats the crap out of the panda, and he gets a machine gun and kills the chipmunks. And after that, not much left. But Angelina Jolie, with her twin kids in one of those kangaroo mother things that you wear with the kids in it. She shows up. I guess she's supposed to be the character from the movie. Was it Wanted or whatever it was called? Or the assassins who shoot bullets that go around you. Stupid movie that came out that year. And she wants to train Bill and Ted to be able to shoot bullets around people. What good is shooting bullets around people? If you want to miss people, just don't fire any guns at them. If you want to hit them, then shoot at them. I mean, I never could understand shooting at people to miss them. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. If you don't want to hit them with a bullet, then don't even shoot at them in the first place. Duh! But she wants to show how it's done, so she shoots her bullet to go around the Miley Cyrus Two-Face character, who has now actually walked out on the stage, rather than just being on the video, and of course hits her square in the forehead and knocks her dead. To the cheers of the audience. A Joker shows back up, then I think it is. No, that's not it. It's Mulder and Scully from X-Files show up. And the gag here being that Mully and Sculder. I am ill. Scully and Mulder show up from the X-Files, and Fox is like being attacked by the alien predator, while Dana is looking off in the other direction, not realizing there's an alien behind her, and therefore she doesn't believe. And he's getting repeatedly anally probed by the predator, proving that he's more than just a regular predator. He's also one of those sexual predators at the same time. Who knew? Anyway, after that we have... oh God, what happened after that? I can't remember. Oh, Nuada shows up again, Prince Nuada, and Bill and Ted is on the stage, and he tries to kill them with his lance, and spears Bill, impales him on the lance, and we think, oh God, Bill's dead, except, of course, it's totally a prop spear. And he says, dude, he totally stabbed me with a prop spear. And Bill and Ted have fun stabbing each other with the spear until Nuada gets pissed off and starts to beat on them. Except that's when Hellboy shows up, bringing his backup. And the backup he brought with him is the original Iron Man. Yeah, but it isn't Iron Man at all. It's the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz, except it's the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz as Iron Man. Obviously, they don't want to get fucked up with Marvel Comics or Disney or somebody. So they have this Iron Man, Tin Man, and it's Robert Downey Jr. talking like he was in that Tropic Thunder movie about being a dude dressed as another dude, pretending to be another dude, or whatever silly joke. And the Incredible Hulk isn't the Incredible Hulk, it's Hulk Hogan, because that's all they get the rights to. So Hulk Hogan and the Tin Man, Iron Man, and Harrison Ford comes running back, now no longer dressed as Indiana Jones, but as Han Solo, and they take care of Nuada. And after beating down on Nuada, and they win the day, Hellboy walks up and meets Bill and Ted, introducing himself to Bill and Ted, because the title of the show, which was from the very beginning, the title of the show is Hellboy Meets Bill and Ted. Or is it? No, scratch that, reverse it. Bill and Ted meets Hellboy. And as Bill says, well, it's a good thing we met, because otherwise the title would totally have sucked. And that was the end of the dramatic narrative of the show. And that goes on to the music portion, the singing and dancing for no reason portion of the show. And the singing and dancing for no reason portion of the show is all about, there's lots of numbers and music that was popular in 2008. Highlights, though, I'll just cover a couple of highlights. Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl, Coldplay's song If I Rule the World, which was everywhere on the radio back in 2008, and Nuada sings it, the Coldplay number, and the highlight, I think the capper, the big number that wraps it up, it's Bill and Ted and the Joker doing the old Run DMC and Aerosmith mashup of Walk This Way, and it makes it a big spectacular show. Lots of fun, really enjoyable show in 2008. Alright, I don't remember how long these videos are supposed to go. 15 minutes? This is practically 20 minutes. I think I'm allowed a 20-minute video. So that's going to be it for the shows. This is the end of this video. I'll come back and do another video next one. I'll start going in depth about the game Legendary Truth from 2008. And a lot of people will be interested in that because, of course, Legendary Truth may be coming back to a theme park near you about 8 months from now, one way or another.